So Mazandawana, we are back. The Yellow Corner is back. And yeah, this is not a match preview, guys. It's something totally different, something that we've not done before. We decided to shoot something after a very active transfer window, Mamelodi Sundowns. So we thought it's only good that we shoot something where we discuss all our incomings and outgoings start the January transfer window. Yeah, Raps, how are you?
Yeah, as well. Besides Bafana being knocked out, I'm okay. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, you just reminded me of something that I was trying to forget, man. Yeah, we slept, but yeah, man, I think we should firstly say, yeah, we hope everyone enjoyed their festive season with their loved ones. You had a great time, and hopefully everyone came back in one piece, and you're ready to give us this the continued support that you showed the whole of last year. And wishing everyone an amazing 2024, man. May everything that your heart desires, may you go out there and achieve it. May it come into fruition, man. But yeah, and secondly, man, I think we need to congratulate Bafana, man. Not many gave them a chance, and the boys fought, man. Like, they proper represented our country really well there in Ivory Coast.
Yeah, no, they've done very well. They've done very well. I think I'm really proud to be a South African. I think the boys played very well, and their character on the pitch, they fought as a team collectively. So I think they've done very well, and I hope they will learn from this experience and do very well in the World Cup qualifiers.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And we're not done. I mean, there's the third and fourth place playoff to play for on Saturday. So hopefully the boys come back with a medal, the bronze medal, man. It will, and when they come back, they get an amazing reception, man. I think what happened in AFCON has changed a lot of minds, and we start seeing more bums on seats when Bafana plays going forward, like you said, what do you call this, World Cup qualifiers, man. But yeah, with that out of the way, man, let's get into the business of the day, where we'll be talking, like I said, about the transfer dealings Mamelodi Sundowns in the January transfer window, man. First question, Abs, were you surprised at how aggressive we were in this window that just ended now? Because, not to be honest, I really was. I didn't think we would be this aggressive, man. Taking a couple of factors into account, man, it's January. January is a bit quiet, you know. You get 1-2 yana here and there, you know. You don't find clubs being that aggressive, you know. And I looked at the squad that we have, and I thought we'll get 1 or 2 and then wait for end of season break and start moving around
Yeah, no, I think it was a surprise for many of us. I think signing 4 players in a January transfer window, I think it is unusual, but I think Sundowns, they know what they are doing, and I think maybe we don't know their intentions, but I know Sundowns as a team, I definitely know that they know what they are doing. But I'm happy and I'm okay, and I'm looking forward to see those signings playing for us, and hopefully they will do very well, man.
We had 4 guys coming in, but 2 went out. 1 on a loan in Ngobeni, and Gift. I think the contract was terminated. A high club. Do you think there should have been more players who exited Klokop?
Yeah, definitely. You look at the amount of players that we bring in compared to the amount of players that we let go. I think the number doesn't balance. I think as much as we are bringing players into our team, I think there are some players that we need to release because of they are not getting enough game time at Mamelodi Sundowns. And also we have a couple of players on loan, and they are unlikely to play for Sundowns. So I believe the best option is to release them and give them their clearance so that they find teams to play for, because of, I think as a player, you need that certainty. I know I play for this team and I've signed a certain contract with this team. So being on loan for too long, I think for a player, I think it becomes an advantage in the long run.
A disadvantage.
A disadvantage, I mean.
Which players would you have liked to see the club ever release or loan out?
I think the boy that plays for Cape Town Spurs, Pewa, I think Sandals should release him.
Wait, let's talk about who are currently at Sundowns, not the ones that are on loan outside.
I think with Mtupe, I think it was a matter of time Sundowns in release, and I think Ngob Silena was not getting enough time, and also there's AB, there's Terence, and
I have an issue with Thabiso Ngobs. I do not mind him being released. My issue is with the club that he's been sent to. Amazulu has one of the best left backs in the country. Hanamu, I think he's top 3 in the league. So will Ngobs get game time at Amazulu? I think we should have looked at a club where we're sitting where Ngobs will get minutes. It will be really, yes, players need to be challenged, but Hanamu is a top class player. So that's my only gripe. Thabiso Ngobs.
I think because of Amazulu plays a different formation compared to Sundowns. I think sometimes they play with a 3-5-2. I think somehow he might play because of the formation allows the team to have maybe a left centre back and also the left wing back. So I think in that case he might get an opportunity to play.
You're actually right, because Celtic last season, that's how they played. I remember Coach Hulani, when we signed him, he kept mentioning that they need to change his mind in terms of how he played at Celtic, because Celtics played with a 3 or a 5 and Sundowns played differently. So yeah, you're making a good point. And who else?
I think Dennis, I think whether he retires or he gets a new position in the team. So I think as part of the squad, I think Dennis, you should release him. I think.
But no, Ralph, let's talk about players that we should have released at this window, not at this past window. That players that you think we should have released at that window, not because I don't think Sundowns can release Dennis mid-season.
I think Semisiabi is one of them, and I believe our boys that graduated from MDC, I think Tandonko, Sisianda Yanga, Tandobu Teles, I think we should have done something for them. It's either we send them on loan, and them playing in the MDC, they have played in the MDC before. Try to send them maybe in Glad Africa, where there's a new challenge where they will get tested, because I believe in the MDC they know it very well and they might be comfortable playing in that level. But if you send them in the NFD, when you bring them back, they come back as different players. So I believe our young boys that graduated from MDC, I believe we need to find them good teams in the PSL or in the NFD where they can develop, and we can bring them back once they are in a better space in terms of the development. And with Nasir, it's because of his injuries, man. I feel sorry for him, man. Like we were excited in the first season when he joined us. He looked very promising, but as the injuries, man, puts him and Sundowns in a difficult position, because of you don't know whether I should keep him so that Afole Ajege, or I should move him somewhere else, because of he's also taking that foreign sport. So man, Thabiso Nasir, man, it's tricky, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thabiso Nasir, it's very tricky because no club will take him on loan because of the injury. And you know, Nasir, man, scored against Chiefs
in his
first game, and he wrote his name in our hearts. So it's difficult to, just discard him, So I think maybe in the next window, if maybe get him a loan, to a good club, a very decent club in the league, and see if he can go through a season without injuries. I agree with Semi. I don't think Semi will play at Sundowns, so I think we should have let him go. The same with Divine. Yes, Divine. Apparently, they were working on his papers to be registered as a South African. So that could have been the reason he didn't play in the first half of the season. But yeah, I think we could have let Divine go. As well as Savreda. I do not know if he's still a Sundowns player. He doesn't appear on the website, the player profiles. He doesn't appear, so I think we should have let him go. And are you happy? Are you satisfied with how we went about in the transfer window? The positions that we signed players for and stuff like that. Because now I'm so at this transfer window, man. I am happy with certain signings. I feel certain signings were not a priority, and I feel there's something that we failed to do in the transfer window. I thought Sundowns would go and get an out-and-out striker, not someone who can play as a striker, an out-and-out number 9. Kanake Mamelodi Brazilian number 23. Ribeiro, when he came to Sundowns, he was not a striker, but we've, in a way, changed him, molded him into one. Apart from Peter, I don't think we have an out-and-out striker. We have players who can name there, like Shika did AFL, yes, because of the quality of Sundowns, we will always get the goals, But I feel like we should have got an out-and-out striker. I mean, God forbid Peter gets an injury, Ribeiro, like they did for the majority of the AFL, Tashud, and we don't have an out-and-out striker. We relied on Shika and those guys in the deep end, CAF Champions League. I think we should have done better in terms of that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think Sundowns, they're taking a lot of time to find a guy that will replace Cassius. I think after we lost Cassius, I believe we should have went for someone that will be our second striker. As much as Cassius was not a number nine, but he has those characteristics of a center forward, and he's capable of scoring goals. I thought after we lost him to the American League, Sundowns was going to sign a center forward, because of, you look at in the AFL when he played Petro, when he went to Angola, we were struggling because of there was no number 9. And also when he played, I think with that away, I think Shalile was not yet a part of the team, and he played on the second leg of the final in Pretoria, and we saw that what having a striker gives to the team, because he managed to score. So I think Sundowns, man, I think they should have signed a striker. I think a striker should have been number 1 priority in their signings.
Absolutely, man. I hope this doesn't come back to bite us and on our behinds, man. Let's get into the 4 guys that we signed. The first signing was Uzugu Mdunyelwa, the right back from Chipa United. It came as a surprise for me. I think we needed to sign a right back because of the rumors, interest from overseas, and Tapelo, Coach Ulani, I think, has stressed so much that Bayori Tapelo, he doesn't see Tapelo playing as a right back, So at Mudawali Sigo, we moved guys like Lebza to play a right back. So I think this signing makes perfect sense. I don't know much about this guy. I never watched Chiba and profiled him. The one player that I thought Sundowns would look at ke Thabang Matuludi wa Polokwane City. I know a couple of a majority of our supporters who watch the game. That's the guy that they were looking at. But I look at, even though I don't know much, I look at his stature. I think there are reasons why Sundowns signed him. He doesn't offer that much offensively, but defensively, he maybe higher the season. He spends a lot of time at the back, and I looked at how Sundowns now plays this season. River getting into middle field, starting as a centre back, right centre back getting into middle field, and Khuliso not overlapping as he used to, but becoming a right centre back with, say, Mosane. And I look at Zugo Kimshaba body high. Maybe the technical team looked at that and said, no, we don't need an offensive right back. Thabang Matuludi is a very offensive into right back. Zugo, maybe they want him to play the same way as Modawi is playing. So I looked at a couple of things. He's 24 years old. Okay, we're talking about this Rapelang. There are websites that say Zuko is 24, others are saying he's 22. So there's a bit of confusion there. So when we went with 24, and I looked at his stats at the current season, he's played 13 games, he only has 1 assist. He averages 7.8 ball recoveries per game. He gets dribble pass average 1.2, and duels that he's won. Ground, he wins 54% of ground duels and then 46% of aerial duels. He has into career appearances, say 59. Majority of those, 45 of those, he's played at right back, and he's played a few times at middle field. So yeah, I think this is the one transfer that makes total perfect sense to me. When?
Yeah, no, I think you've summed up everything well. I think one thing I'm happy about is that he's young, but signing a young defender from a team like cheap, it requires us as fans and as the team to be patient with him whenever he's playing, because he comes from a different environment and he joins Sundowns, a team with a lot of expectations. So I think when he comes and plays, I think we shouldn't compare him to Modawi. I think we should let him be himself and play to his strengths. And you spoke about the height and also the structure. I think his structure, I think, young impressive, because of we need a height, we need defenders that won't be bullied when you play in Africa. So I think this signing, I think it makes sense. And also, as much as offensively he doesn't give you much, but about defenders, remember the first priority is his primary duties, which is defending. If he can help us to keep a clean sheet, I think that's the first box that he needs to tick. So I think we need to be patient with him, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And the one thing that I like at this signing, Kore, should Khuliso leave at the end of the season, he would have had 6 months to learn from Khuliso, get used to Sundowns. So going into the new season, if he's the main right back, he'd have been properly integrated into the team. Let's move on to the guy that followed Mdunyelwa, the South American, another South American signing here, Mamelodi Sundowns, Matthias Esquivel, aka Chino. Your thoughts?
This is the signing that like a short guy on. I think his age, I think he's turning 25 in May. I think he's
in March.
I mean, so I think it makes kind of sense to sign a player that age. He has the experience because of he has played 126 games, and also he has played in the Copa Libertadores. Oh, the Super the South American Champions League. He has the 7 appearance, and also in their confederation, he has 8 appearance. So he's used to playing continental football. I think that's one thing that is good, getting a player like that, and also signing a player from a foreign nation. He needs to be special, man. You can't go outside the border and get an average player, or get someone who will offer what you already have. So I believe he needs to give us something different. He needs to be special, and also he needs to take us to a gear higher or a level higher, because we can't obviously they don't come cheap, these guys. So I think we pumped in a lot of money. So I think it needs to be a good investment. We need to get something in return from him.
I fully agree with you. He needs to be exceptional. This is not to say we see the foreigners in a certain, but you are coming to South Africa to take someone's position, so you need to be exceptional. You bought Marcelo, you see Marcelo or Ribeiro, you see no, this is a top talent. You know, the one thing that confuses me about this guy, okay, where exactly does he play? Because like you said, he's played a career high. He's had 126 appearances. 45 of those he played at centre mid, and 21 at right wing. And when you watched the clips, that's where we saw him at right wing, taking on the players. Because now when I heard about this, I thought maybe he's the type, Yabo Marcelo, he'll be competing with Marcelo and Mbule Wabo, Kamo right wing, 8. But when you watch, he's spends a lot of time as a right wing, right forward, you know. So that's one thing that confuses me a bit. And I looked at his numbers. This season he's played 12 games and he's only had 1 assist. So yeah, man. But again, we need to give him time. You know, we can't judge him for the next 6 months. You know, give him time or acquire in South Africa. You know, and get used to the country. The good thing the guys who now come to Sundowns from South America is that we already have a South American contingent, so they get. I mean, we've seen on social media he's gone to different places. Lebo now, Majida or so. That's the good thing, man. And the signing that surprised me the most, Tashreeq Matthews, 23 years old, playing overseas. Played at Borussia Dortmund. I'm really surprised at 23, this guy decided to come back home to South Africa. Because I really was. I'm thinking, you're already over in Europe, so you have a greater chance of the scouts from big leagues seeing you, and then you get moving to a bigger league with a bigger profile, you know. So I thought, okay, maybe financially, definitely, there's no way that. I think he played in the Scandinavian league, so financially, there's no way they're gonna compete with Sundowns. So on the financial side, maybe it made sense for him. And another thing, you never know what's going on in someone's personal life. You know? I remember when Thabiso came back to South Africa, he was losing a lot of family members, and it made sense for him to come back to South Africa. So maybe Leonard Tashreeq, the there are reasons, valid reasons why he's decided to come back to South Africa. But his stats are brilliant, man. I think he excites me. I think of all the signings that we've made, this is the one signing that I can't wait to see. And like we said, he's 23 years old, and he can use both right and left. He plays majority of Unzo left wing, so he'll be competing with the likes of Maseko and Kune. And his career stats, he's played 123 games scoring 26 goals, 23 assists. Last season was his best. He played 30 games, 10 goals, and 10 assists. So he's one that excites me. Like we said, he plays mostly as a left wing, and he's very productive there. Of the 41 games that he's played there, he scored 11 goals and had 15 assists, and can also play as an attacking midfielder. He's played 15 games there, scoring 5 goals and 7 assists. So you see, this guy's GA he's gonna give us numbers, man. I'm excited, and one thing about him is that even though he plays as a left wing, man, he doesn't score your typical winger goals where he runs at the defender, cuts in, kills the ball, he scores a lot of goals like a striker, he's in the box, hence his numbers are so high.
And for his body to get in between the center backs, I think it's very impressive. I think for a player who's 23 to move from Europe to South Africa, I believe that sign, I think it is motivated by the factors that you have highlighted. I think it can be financially, and also maybe a family side. So because of, you look at his profile, he played in the under-19 Dutch football, he has played in the UEFA Youth League. So his profile, man, it's impressive, and you hope these players who are at that age, they can stay a season or two and wait for a better team to sign him. And I believe with the stats that he managed to have last season, the 2022 and 2023 season, I believe I think there were teams that were already eyeing on him. So I think we obviously were hoping to join a better team, but we never know what was the motivation behind him joining Mamelodi Sundowns. But from what I've seen from the videos, I'm impressed with him. He's young and he looks like a brave player, and he can get inside the box and have those tap-ins, and also his movement, and he has an eye for a pass. So he looks like a very complete forward. As much as his body is a little bit tiny, but he looks like a player who is a fully complete, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You can tell we get it the ball. I mean, if you play Academy about Dortmund, it says a lot about you, man. Finally, Raps, the most talked about signing, a very controversial signing, not just because he moved from one big club to another, but there are certain aspects that made it a controversial signing, man. The signing of Thabiso Lorch from Orlando Pirates, man. You know, when we were talking about shooting this, we were skeptical with regards to shooting him because of this signing, because of other issues surrounding it, but we need to talk about it. We can't only talk in total borders or Sundowns that put the club in good light, and we ignore everything else, Football wise, this signing for me makes perfect sense. Lorch is a top class player, and every big team wants to have big players, and Lorch is a big player, and he will give us, football wise, he will definitely deliver. I have no worries, guy, but at the same time, we can't ignore the controversy surrounding his private life. As we may all know, Lorch was found guilty late last year for assaulting his ex-partner, and he was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment, which was suspended for 5 years. And from off the field, this signing, Ibonsa club, Mamelodi Sundowns, as if by tone deaf, they fail to read the room, because I mean, GBV, man, we stand against that, man. We are proper against that. So for them to go out and sign a player with that Claudia GBV, man, off the field, it's personally I wouldn't have done it personally because of the off the field issue, and because of Brand Sundowns, we're trying to go Brand Sundowns on and off the field. So those are some of the reasons that I wouldn't have done it. Football wise, I have no qualms with the signing. Lorch is a proper player, man, and yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this was very controversial. And I remember when Sandos announced him, you phoned me, and I was off a Twitter at that time. And in my mind, I knew that this is a type of signing that kind of divides the fan base, because of others they celebrate the signing, but others they are not happy with the signing because of what has happened and him being found guilty of that GBV offense. So, like you have said, like football wise, it makes sense. Like Lorch is a brilliant player. Like he will contribute to the Mamelodi Sundowns and achieve fans, and he will help us to grow, and also the one will help him to grow as a player. And for a player like Lorch, with a big name and one footballer of the year, you can't retire without winning a big trophy like the league, man. And he's 31. I think one of the reasons he moved to Sundowns, he wanted to win the league before he retires. He wanted to participate in the CAF Champions League more often, and he also wanted to challenge himself amongst the best players. So I think for him, I think it is a good move for him. But we can't just shift our eyes from what happened.
You can't turn a blind eye on that.
Yeah, like we can't even recuperate like it's there, it's on the media, and it will always be, or it will always follow him. Like when you mention Lorch, most people will mention him, but also mention the GBV.
There will always be Thabiso Lorch
but yeah, there's always that but or mara. So as when I'm definitely not sure, and as South Africans, as Mamelodi Sundowns, we don't condone such offenses of abuse, and him being found guilty, man. I think this is something else. But if it is alleged and we are not sure, maybe the team was going to wait until the court issues the verdict. But him being found guilty, man, hey man, like man, it's very controversial, and it leaves a lot of question marks, man.
Yeah. Rabs, before we end this, with how we've moved in this window, is it now Champions League or nothing?
They would ask you, what is nothing? What is nothing? Please define nothing for me. I think, I wouldn't say it's Champions League or nothing, but it adds a lot of pressure than ever before. Like, there's the pressure that I think Rulani, man, Ekoma hitting with the technical team. When we have what Tembazwane, like we win it, yes, we are happy, but going into the market and getting Lorch, getting Matthews with that profile that I've just mentioned, and getting Matthias as well, I think now, man, I think it adds, as much as it will help him to challenge, but also it comes with a lot of pressure, because of when you make big signings, there are a lot of expectations. You can't just bring experienced and good players, but you don't take us to a higher level. So I think it adds a lot of pressure in terms of us winning the CAF Champions League, man. I think we want it bad, man. Like we want it very, very bad, man.
Yeah, it's you have to honestly look at these things like ROI, man. Every big businessman wants that return of investment airborne, you know, and the return for Sundowns, it's definitely the CAF Champions League. And now you know where I stand, Coach Hulan. I don't want Coach Hulan to go away. If you can get a lifetime contract on behavior, I just lost a coach in Europe, so I need to stay at Sundowns. But with that said, it now becomes difficult to defend the club not winning the Champions League. And with that said, Masandawana, thank you for watching. Please continue to subscribe, spread the word about the Yellow Corner, man, and let's grow this channel, man. Let's get to 10,000. I know you only get 1,000. Let's get to 10,000 by the end of this year. It honestly is possible. And yeah, we are back now. We are back with the previews. Next time you will see us will be on Sunday or Monday when we preview our away trip to Golden Arrows. Until then, sharp Masandawana, sharp ups. No, not sharp ups. You are here with me now.
Sharp everyone, sharp Aizo.